Yo, what is up guys, and welcome back to yet another video. Now, we do get a lot of people coming to the shop specifically to buy graphics cards like the 5090, specifically for training AI or just running AI locally on their machines. Now, I thought it wise for us to tackle the topic of why is VRAM important when it comes to running AI locally on your machine. In this video, hopefully you will see, or rather I will demonstrate the importance of choosing the right language model to train on and why this is important when it comes to you buying a GPU, as the specific version of AI LLM that you choose to run on your machine will greatly play a part in influencing the decision of which GPU you will end up buying. Now, even before we jump into the video, it's good for us to understand maybe why would anyone want to run AI locally on their PCs. And the two major reasons that I can think about are to do with data privacy and cost. And when we take a look at data privacy, I believe it's very self-explanatory in that maybe you're a government institution, you're a hospital, or you're just an individual dealing with sensitive data. You're just a guy who doesn't want to give their information to ChatGPT. Then running AI locally tends to be a pretty good solution if you want to deploy AI in your workflow or in your system. So yeah, running AI locally is a pretty good option here, because that way you know that all your data is secure and locally stored in your PCs or in your data centers. And for the other reason, costs, I believe it's also self-explanatory in that running these AIs and deploying them tends to be quite expensive. So you can imagine paying for multiple licenses on multiple machines to access AI. Maybe you want your workers to automate some of the things with AI. I'm pretty sure that the cost can pretty much get out of hand. So deploying a local AI is something that most people would want to consider, since it will save them quite a lot of money. Now, in terms of how you go about it when it comes to installing AI locally on your machine, there's a lot of tutorials on YouTube, and the most popular way I found was using this website called OLLAMA that provides you with a couple of models that you can install and run on your PC. As you can see here, they offer DeepSeek, Gemma 3, Gwen, I don't know, is it Gwen or Gwen? So there's quite a lot of them here on their website. So for me, what I did, I went ahead and installed DeepSeek and ran a couple of these LLMs. Now, the one thing to understand here is that you don't need a super high-end GPU to run some of these LLMs locally on your machine. So when I say LLMs, I'm talking about these DeepSeek versions. So you don't need an extreme GPU like the 5090 to run all of this. Now, the reason being is because the bigger the size, the more the parameters. And from what I was explained to the guy who was guiding me through this explained to me that the more the size, the more the parameters, which just means that the AI will be better at doing certain things if it has more parameters to work with. And I went ahead and installed and ran a couple of these versions. So this is my first recording. So the first version that I ran here was the DeepSeek 1.5B, and this time I had the 5090. Now, as you can see, I did deploy a stress test scenario, and you can see that I wasn't consuming anything more than 5 gigs of VRAM. So I would say that running like a version like this one, 1.5B, is pretty overkill on a 32GB GPU like the RTX 5090. And to even illustrate my point further, I went ahead and ran the same model with a 4070, and you can see I'm still not consuming anything more than 5 gigs. So again, the 4070 is overkill for the DeepSeek 1.5B. Now, even dropping down to an 8GB GPU like the RTX 4060 here, you can pretty much see the same results in that, in fact, our VRAM usage did drop a little bit, and as you can see, I'm not even consuming more than 5 gigs. So definitely, I would say that a model like this is going to run fine on probably a GPU like a 4060. Now, if maybe you're not comfortable with the responses you're getting, or it's taking a little bit longer, then I believe you can step it up to a more advanced model. So for me, what I did is I stepped up to, because I realized that most of this, even the 9GB one, most of them were not stressing my 5090. So what I ended up doing was I downloaded DeepSeek 1.32b here, and I did do a couple of tests on it. As you can see, even just entering or just, not prompting anything, the AI, or rather the LLM, that 2B, has already consumed 24 gigs of VRAM on my GPU, which means that this will end up eventually, if maybe you're running multiple instances of this AI, you will end up flooding the 5090's memory. And yes, as you can see, the 5090 is pretty much able to handle this stress test scenario with ease, because again, it has that extra VRAM. But I did run the same that 2B on a 5070 here, and you will see even from how quickly the AI responds. So you'll see the speed at which the AI responds has really dropped down dramatically. And if you take a look at the dedicated VRAM usage here, you can see that the 5070's 12 gigs has been completely gobbled up by the AI. So yeah, hopefully this is a good example and a good demo of why you need to pay attention to the LLM that you will plan to work with, because this will greatly determine what GPU you will end up buying. So yeah, hopefully this video was informative and it was helpful in you, in guiding you, not in you, in guiding you on what type of a GPU you might want to buy, or what kind of a system you might want to build when it comes to deploying AI locally. So tell me what you think about this video, and I'll be sure to catch you in the next one.